Good evening and welcome from Millersville, Pennsylvania, Penn Manor High School in the newly named Harry Fry Gymnasium. Hi, I'm John Graham, along with Bruce Badgley and Warren Goodling to my immediate left, and we're set to do Section 1 action here tonight between the host Penn Manor Comets and the Cedar Crest Falcons coming down from Cornwall in a huge Section 1 matchup. Guys, Penn Manor comes in here tied for first, 3-1 with Manheim Township. Cedar Crest on a 2-game losing streak. They're at 2-2, and quite frankly, Section 1 is up for grabs.
Wide open. It's definitely wide open. Penn Manor was the only undefeated team going into Tuesday night, and now that's changed, or actually Wednesday night. And now the winner of this game really puts himself in good position.
When isn't it a big game when these two guys get together? I mean, during the season here, it always matters. And even more so, I think, as you talked about, I mean, Cedar Crest has got to right the ship, guys, right?
And Penn Manor's actually on a 3-game losing streak. So
that's right.
So they lost a tough one into McCaskey. That was their first section loss. If they win tonight, Penn Manor wins tonight, they stay in first place. If they lose, who knows what's going to happen in Section 1.
Absolutely. Penn Manor, as you mentioned, on a 3-game losing streak. They've lost to they lost to McCaskey and West York and a third in Cedar Crest, in Palmyra. Cedar Crest has beaten Palmyra, but Cedar Crest is on a 2-game losing streak also, losing to Conestoga Valley, and they got beat by Manheim Township the other night. So, and Lebanon is 2-2 also with their win over Hempfield. So we got 4
That's
teams.
Crazy.
And McCaskey's 2-2. So
Yeah.
it's really a logjam. But Township has emerged in the last couple games, and they're now 3-1 in the league, and they're trying to go 4-1 tonight at Lebanon.
It just should be a real shootout, and tonight completes the basically the first half of the season. After tonight, everybody would have played everyone else in Section 1, and then they play them that second time starting next week. And there's a big game coming up next week, Penn Manor and Township, and Penn Manor upset them the first time around there.
Well, every game's big. Nowadays, you play only 10 section games, so it just magnifies every time you win. It seems like it's 2 wins because you only play 10 games.
And I know earlier this evening you were talking to the head coach of Cedar Crest, Tommy Smith, and Cedar Crest right now is struggling with a key injury. Custer, the point guard, is out, and that's certainly hurt their play.
Well, Jackson Custer played in all the big games last year, the league championship game. He was a big factor in the chemistry that Cedar Crest had, and you take that leadership and that experience out of the lineup. Now you have a young team again, except for R.J. Young.
And for Penn Manor coming in here, fresh off his 1,000 career points, Lauer, he's going to be the big man for Penn Manor tonight. And, of course, speaking of big men, Cedar Crest probably has one of the biggest guys in the league, a returning key player from last year's championship team, and R.J. Young.
Yeah, R.J. Young's last year he was a great defender, great rebounder, pitched in with the scoring. They count on him to score more this year.
So we'll see what something has to give here tonight. But like I said, Section 1 is in a real log jam, and every game becomes very important for both clubs.
Well, the thing I think about tonight, we'll have a lot of possessions because Penn Manor's going to press and they're going to trap, and you're going to have a lot of fast breaks and quick possessions.
And I would think Cedar Crest, they really hang on the shooting and playmaking ability of Speaks. And also, I'm sure they're going to be looking to go inside to 6'6" R.J. Young, who's got to be a factor in the paint.
Well, Cedar Crest is hoping to get a lot of 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s at the end of the press. They hope their press offense can get them those situations. They have not shot the ball extremely well from the perimeter this year. They only have 47 threes compared to Penn Manor's 73s.
Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead, John.
I was going to say they're introducing the starters for Cedar Crest. And it's Danny Speaks is out there, Jack Warnavage, R.J. Young, Isaac Wolf, who has 15 three-pointers. And that's the way the Falcons will go with head coach Tommy Smith. And for the Comets, that's Michael Lauer being introduced. 6'2 senior Nate Ruiz will also be in that starting lineup. We got Andrew Gallion being introduced. Penn Manor in their white with the blue trim. Assad Salim will also be in that starting lineup for the Comets, along with Peyton Engler. So Penn Manor in their white with the blue trim, and Cedar Crest in blue with their white and gray trim. And we're about set to go after our national anthem.
Okay, here we go, guys. Hey, you know, one of the things, Warren, that I'm going to be very interested in, and we were talking about this a little bit before the broadcast, but, you know, I'm sure both of these coaches, with as many games as they have coming up, Cedar Crest plays tonight, tomorrow, and Monday. I'm really anxious to see what Tommy Smith does in his substitution patterns. I mean, you have to think a little bit long term, you know, in that situation, right, Warren?
Well, I think the substitution pattern will be the normal pattern tonight. If he's going to worry about that, it'll be tomorrow in the non-league game against Wilson.
Okay.
Especially with Township coming up Monday. So I think tonight he does whatever he can to win the game tonight, not worrying about saving anybody's legs other than getting out of here with a win.
And keep in mind,
fair enough,
Jack Custer, who normally is a starter, of course, he's only played 4 games in this season, and he's not going to be in there tonight. He's in street clothes, so that's one less guy that they depend on. Tap controlled by Cedar Crest, and on the quick break. Speaks misses the layup. It'll go out of bounds and still be retained by the Falcons.
Yeah, nice tap play that time. They just missed the layup. Now they're going to have to face the press and the trapping defense. Let's see what they try to do when the trap comes.
Isaac Wolf with the ball outside. He leads them in 15 three-pointers. They look inside to Young in the paint, and he's fouled. So right away on that first possession, or second, if you will, they try to go in low to the big man, and he draws the foul.
Well, that time Penn Manor was fronting the post, and Cedar Crest immediately went to a high-low to take away the help side.
Foul was on Salim, and the first shot just rolls out.
Yeah, 62.7 free throw shooter. So, excuse me. Yeah, 62.7 free throw percentage.
Well, he's 1 out of 2. Splits the pair, and it's 1-0 Cedar Crest.
Cedar Crest playing man-to-man, and Penn Manor will run their man offense featuring Lauer and Gallion.
Underneath, shot no good. Rebound Speaks. Speaks up the floor, across the timeline. Speaks gets it back, a little bit of a weave. Salim in the paint, and he got it. Little runner, and it's 3-0.
And I like the pressure there, Warren. I think Tommy's wanting these guys to up-tempo it here, and so far that's what they're doing.
Well, Salim went up-tempo and forced a shot, and it off the mark.
There's the trap by Penn Manor. See if they can look opposite. There it is.
Speak swings it around the outside. Little shake and bake. Off the glass, won't go. Lauer with the boards. Loose basketball picked up by Salim in the backcourt. Englert hands it off, and a nice drive across the line as Gallion puts it in. Or, excuse me, not Gallion, Salim, I believe it was.
Really nice effort there, splitting the defense, Warren.
Yep.
Stops and pops. In the bucket. Yep. Score it, Isaac Wolf.
Isaac Wolf, that's the second bucket when that mid-range jump shot looked real good off of that.
Drive by Englert, knocked out of bounds.
So what you find out here in the first 2 minutes that this could be like a playground game at times. They're going to be going up and down, making plays.
Certainly up tempo to start this thing off.
And I think both teams really want to play that way. I think it'll help both offenses to play that way.
And when you say that, Warren, it helps both offenses to play that way. Why is that?
Because I don't think the players are not saying, is this a good shot or is this a bad shot?
They're playing instinctively.
They're playing. Yeah, exactly. They're playing. They're not worried about
that they got to have 3 passes and move it to the left side.
They're gonna
inside to Ruiz. Ruiz with the shot off the window and in. So we're at 5-4.
Nice possession that time by Penn Manor. That was some half-court offense that time. Here comes the trap. Then rotation.
Speaks gets it off to Warren Savage. Jumper, little strong by the Crest, and a rebound by Salim of Penn Manor and a foul.
Rez did a great job boxing out Young that time. If you watch that, he kept him off the offensive boards. Now, Penn Manor will play a lot of guys, but Cedar Crest will have a rotation also. 2 new guys are coming in the game right now.
Yeah, that, like I said, that was one of the things I was really interested to see with all these games coming up, really for both teams, is the substitution patterns.
Salim up the floor, drives a lane off the window, doesn't get it, but he's going to draw the foul. And Salim comes to the line, and he's shooting a tough 36% from the line at 9 for 25. All the other Comets are up over 70%.
Well, let's see what he can do. He gets to the foul line a lot because if there is a gap in the defense, he's getting to the rim.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, Warren. He's Mr. Penetrator there.
Yeah.
The first one rolls out. He'll get a second. And he splits the pair.
Looked real good on that one.
We're even at 5.
Now here comes the full court press. See if when they trap and rotate. There's the trap.
Brought up by Rieger. Rieger to Speaks. Speaks is double teamed, and there's a foul out front. Speaks the big score for Cedar Crest at 12.7. So it's a common foul to go out of bounds. The second team foul on Penn Manor. It'll be Rieger to throw it in to Speaks. Speaks checked by Lauer, 2 of the better players in the LL League.
Really, defense picking up high. Good screen.
Wolf, bang! A 3 for Wolf, and he came in with 15 threes on the season. Lauer with a double team. He's in trouble when we get a foul. I think Speaks is reaching in.
Isaac Wolf is feeling it so far in the first quarter, huh?
I think both of these teams are feeling it. As you said, I think both of them think that, their season is on the brink right here with this, those losses that they've had in league play.
No, this certainly is a big game.
Salim penetrates. Nice scoop shot off the window and a bucket. And we're at 8-7. Falcons on top. Here's the pressure again in the backcourt.
See, it's tough to help off a Gallion. It's tough to help off the Lauer. And that enables Salim to penetrate and not have to worry about that help.
Baseline jump shot. Score it. That was Dylan Groff with a bucket. And the Crest with a 4-point lead.
Cedar Crest shooting the ball pretty well from the perimeter so far.
Lauer double teamed out front. Gets it to Salim. Salim working on Speaks, and he loses the handle. Steal, here comes Cedar Crest. Can't finish.
Kind of got caught in midair there.
Yeah, he did. But good
loose
defense,
ball, steal.
I told you this is going to be a playground game.
Speaks kicks it out to Groff, and Wolf has the handle now. Rieger, jump shot, right wing, little strong. Follow, no good.
Wasn't expecting that rebound.
Yeah.
Penn Manor runs, but Speaks intercepts. And we got a foul, or Speaks had a breakaway.
Well, you called it, Warren. It was going to be playground time, but it has been here this last minute and a half.
Don't take a break because you're going to miss a lot of possessions.
Wow. But clearly you can see the intensity on both teams.
Well, these were the two teams that made the playoffs in the LL League last year in Section 1.
Interesting point, yep.
It was the Cedar Crest was first. Penn Manor was second. Penn Manor missed the championship game in the LL League by one possession last year when Warwick hit the 3 at the buzzer.
That's right.
Okay, or they would have met in the championship game, and they split the regular season last year.
Well, these teams are fighting just to make it the tournament.
That's R.J. Young in the paint with a little scoop and a foul.
Right.
He's the big man in there, 6'6".
Now,
draws a lot of attention.
Yeah, I like the move he made. He went to the left. He sort of influenced a little bit to the right and went to the left. And if he can do that, that's some big-time stuff right there.
Young will get a pair. The foul was on Nate Ruiz of Penn Manor, his first.
Checking in the game for the Comets, number 10, Anthony Mann.
And Anthony Mann comes in, and him and Ruiz will take turns guarding Young.
But he's got a height advantage over whoever's out there with him. And nice finish by RJ, a 63% foul shooter, makes them both.
And again, full court pressure, Warren.
Yep,
Barnes brings it up the floor for the Comets.
The Crest pressure is a little different than Penn Manor. Penn Manor will leave their man in trap. Crest just wants to really play you hard, straight man.
That time RJ Young certainly influenced and blocked that shot. They kick it out on a wing, jumper, in and out. Nice follow, though, and laid in by Warren Navage.
Yeah, lost their man on the block out there.
15-7. Cedar Crest has a little bit of breathing room right now.
Well, they're scoring inside, they're scoring outside. So they got it going on offense.
And Lauer's checked a little too tightly, and with the foul, that's the fourth foul on Cedar Crest, and there's 4 on Penn Manor. We've got 2:21 left, so we could see a few two-shot foul shots
I think
before that period's over. Man with it at the top of the key. Barnes off to Lauer. Lauer with a give and go, and a nice finish.
Just a great weave through
great
the
jab
lane.
step and right down the lane.
I mean, everybody looks at him as a shooter, but boy, he can really take advantage of using his triple threat move to get to the basket.
Rieger loses it.
That was an over and back.
And now we've got a tie up, and the possession arrow is going to favor Penn Manor.
Possession goes to the Comets.
15-9 in a really hectic first quarter.
But, I think both teams are very comfortable playing this way.
It appears so because they're both going at it.
They're both are pressing full court.
Ooh. Barnes out front being checked heavily
big time
by
elbow
Toronado.
Yeah, there's
in front of the official.
Some ball screens out there.
Just about a strip. Picked up by Barnes. Jumper, a little strong.
Travel, no call.
Rebound by Toronto.
Nice
Here
rebound
come
by
the Falcons. Nice pass by Speaks to Young, and Young's going to go to the line again.
Looks like he might have a big night at the foul line tonight, huh?
Well, you mentioned the fact that, he was going to be the guy to keep an eye on. Cedar Crest is going to go, how R.J. Young is going to go, and especially on the inside.
Well, right now they're getting guard penetration, and when that happens, you get your defensive position in the more of a help side, and then you can throw the ball to him, and he'd get a missed shot too. So when they keep getting that dribble penetration, he's going to get the ball like he is now.
Young, a 63% foul shooter, makes the first, and he's been at the line a few times already this evening. And he seems to be the difference on the floor right now.
Well, I think he is. Yep. I do agree with that. But I do like Cedar Crest's pressure defense.
Nice scoop and drive, but Barnes cannot get it to go.
And Barnes and Salim are very much similar. They both can get to the basket. That time he missed it.
Driving the baseline, a kick out. Jump shot short. There's Young again.
Yep.
Picking up the loose change and putting it down.
That's the hardest type of shot to block out on. And one that comes up short and doesn't really hit the rim. It's a hard one to block out on.
Penn Manor's doing a good job with some good spacing to create some of these openings through the lane too, Warren.
Yeah, they've had some penetration. But I think Cedar Crest, for the most part, has done a pretty good job defensively, making them uncomfortable. Nice post feed.
Lauer has it, kicks it back out. Barnes. Man. Knutson down low, and there's a whistle and a foul.
Great recognition of the mismatch inside there, Warren.
The man did a great job of setting the ball screen, and then he rolled. He got the pass on the roll, and he did a nice jump hook when he got the ball and got fouled.
Man at the line. Nothing but net on the first. He's a 70% foul shooter. Man averaging just 4 a ball game, but he's getting a lot of ticks here tonight. And he makes 2. Cuts the lead to 8. We've got 8 seconds left in the first quarter.
Let's see if they get the ball to Speaks and let him go by his man. Let's see what they do here. They got plenty of time to get the ball in.
Rieger will trigger it in.
Okay.
Back to Rieger. Jump shot. No. At the buzzer, and we've come to the end of the first quarter with the score, Cedar Crest 19, Penn Manor 11.
We want to thank our title sponsor of our Player of the Game, Nook Basketball. They sponsor so much here with LLhoops. Your home for basketball here in District 3, Nook Basketball. And we also want to welcome Bob Sports, 690 Park City Center, bobsports.net. Bob Sports offers the largest and most diverse selections of sports collectibles. The store is located in the Boss Cows wing of the mall, 717-392-5902. 5902. And hey, let's welcome Hannah Spirow back as well. Hannah's done a great job with us, with our sponsorships over the years, especially with our Lebanon County teams. Thank you to Hannah Spirow, State Farm Insurance.
Well, 19-11 Cedar Crest after 1, and R.J. Young with 7, and Isaac Wolf with 7 lead the way for the Falcons. And Speaks, who is their leading scorer, has been quiet in the scoring column in the first quarter. They go low again to R.J. Young.
Yeah, that time it was a little bit too low. If you notice where he was going to catch the ball, he was going to catch the ball really on the baseline. He needs to catch it a step above the block.
So Penn Manor can cut into that lead on this possession. Fisher has it out front on a little bit of a weave. Shot is rejected. Back out. Man has it.
But give credit to Penn Manor because they really are working the ball. They're being patient.
Yeah, they are. And I think Cedar Crest has done a nice job of taking away the jump shot. So Penn Manor's getting dribble penetration because they're really up. Well, there is a jump shot.
Front of the iron by Barnes is short. And it'll be Penn Manor ball.
And I have a lot of admiration for these teams that are patient. I think that's the surest side of good coaching, and you got a team that can be patient in their offensive sets.
Deep inbounds pass is retrieved by Knutson as he's running up at the floor against Danny Speaks. Back out to man, guarded by R.J. Young. Penetration in the lane.
Right up. See if he can. All right.
Off the mark.
Yep.
Rebound, Cedar Crest.
Again, good recognition. Just nothing but everything but the finish there, Warren.
Yeah, everything was right. He made a jump hook. He just missed it.
Speaks, bang from the corner. A big three for Danny Speaks. It was just a matter of time for him to hit one. As now they have the lead doubled at 22-11.
Well, I think it's all about the Cedar Crest defense right now, if you ask me. They're making some shots, obviously, but their defensive effort and their energy on defense is very good.
Penn Manor having trouble penetrating. There's a good quick pass and finish.
I love it, I tell you.
That's a great play by Mann, who got the ball in the high post and then looked opposite.
Dallas Roar with a bucket. Skip pass across the way. Jumper, score it. Nothing but net for Isaac Wolf. And he's a shooter on the Falcons, and he hits one there. And Penn Manor needs a timeout.
Wow. Well, listen, we want to thank one of our new sponsors, the ELA Group. Since 1996, providing consulting services in engineering and landscape architecture in the private and public sectors. Offices in Lidditz, State College, and Butler, Pennsylvania. ELAgroup.com. And we also want to thank our friends at Stark Law. They are back with LLhoops again this year, 717-844-6350. Specialists in workman's comp and employment law, Stark Law Group. Back to you, John.
Cedar Crest with a 12-point lead. And, Warren, I have to agree with you. I think Cedar Crest really knows this is a key game for them tonight after they've struggled lately. And when the season started, they were probably the team that most people were pointing towards to win the section.
Right, and they're sitting at 2-2, so they really feel the urgency to win this game.
Talking to Tommy Smith before the game, I said, Tommy, you're so calm there. He said, yeah, you don't know what's underneath here. He knows it's a big game.
Speaks misses, but there's R.J. Young to clean up the mess, and Cedar Crest up by 14.
And once again, when the guard gets to the hole, the big guy can get the rebound.
Penetration, a little running one-hander in the lane, doesn't go by Knutson. And they're on the floor, and we've got a tie-up, and it's going to stay right here, Penn Manor possession.
Also tonight, when Cedar Crest is facing the trap, they're getting the ball out of the trap, making the extra pass to find the shooter, and they've made some perimeter shots because of making the extra pass.
And the defense has been superb for Cedar Crest. Penn Manor having all kinds of trouble penetrating inside.
And we've just seen good quality play thus far by both teams.
That's Ruiz, top of the circle, gets it to Salim. They look low to Ruiz, and he's fouled.
Again, another pick and roll, a nice slip on the pick, and Ruiz made a nice catch. Now it goes to the foul line for two.
Ruiz will go to the line where he shoots it at 78%, averaging about 5 a ball game. Both these teams are going very deep into their benches here in the first half. Nothing but net for Ruiz on the first.
Well, it's a high-energy game right now, so you have to use that depth. And part of Penn Manor is hoping that you play 6-7 guys and they wear you down. But with Cedar Crest going to their bench and using people, they can keep some people fresh.
Penn Manor with some Full court pressure broken by Cedar Crest. Looked like a travel, and it was. Yep. They called it.
Good call.
I was going to say, I just anticipated that call coming.
Yep, that was the right call.
And it's been a clean game, too. We haven't had a lot of turnovers. Both teams really playing crisp.
Salim will walk the ball up the floor for the Comets.
And let's see if Penn Manor can get another pick and roll and see if they get something out of it.
Long range jumper by Lauer won't go. And a rebound hauled down by Cedar Crest, and drawing the foul is Warrenavage. That's the first foul on Penn Manor in quarter number 2, as the fouls have calmed down a bit. Each team has only committed one in the second quarter. Gallion back in for Penn Manor. Coming out is Ruiz.
Yep, he's got 2 fouls right now.
Really need to stop here. Try and get it, under double digits, one thing at a time.
Warrenavage brings it up over the timeline.
You see Cedar Crest is keeping that Penn Manor defense spread out. So if they're going to trap, they're going to have to go a long way.
There they go to Young. Lays it up and in. Beautiful entry pass.
Well, what happened was Young sealed on the baseline. The defender stepped through. Ball went out top, and they entered the post from out top.
Salim gets it into the corner. Deep shot. Score it.
Boy, really good job getting set and a quick 3.
Yep, much needed.
That was Logan Barnes with the bucket. Loose basketball, steal by the Comets.
Yeah, you can't over dribble, and you can't turn your back on the dribble because you might see a trap.
Barnes with a little shake and bake, and he's going to go to the line, drawing another foul.
Make 2, he cuts it to 9.
Exactly. This Penn Manor team, they've not gotten into a hurry, Warren. They understand you can only concentrate on the possession at hand, and I think they've done a good job in compartmentalizing each possession.
Barnes is an 81% foul shooter, and I jinxed him.
You jinxed him, that's for sure.
Way to go, John.
It's amazing.
Some things never change. He'll get a second. Barnes averaging almost 7 a ball game. And he's 0 for 2. That's a shocker. Penn Manor gets the rebound. Back to Lauer. Kicks it to Gallen. No good. Rebound, Torado. Here come the Falcons. Speaks, stops and pops. Off the window, no. Loose basketball taken there by Rieger. Laid up strong. And Lauer has the boards for Penn Manor.
Yeah, Cedar Crest just seems to be going to the basket despite everything.
Yeah.
Drive by Lauer, can't finish, and Young pulls down the boards, but Salim steals it. Salim down to Pate, off the window. No. Another rebound, Young.
We got a little playground action right now.
Yeah, but I think, too, really in the flow of the game, he's been turning over, and the other one's trying to take advantage.
Absolutely.
Speaks going baseline, back out. Jump shot, strong. Rebound taken by Gallen.
The shooting's been a little bit rough the last couple minutes here.
Salim in traffic kicks it out to Barnes. Yes!
Yep. Big
See?
basket.
That was the jinx on the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
Back down to 11.
That's actually down to 8.
Yeah, the scoreboard operator gave the points to Cedar Crest initially. I saw that myself. It's a 29-21 ball game.
A real important juncture, I think, for both teams.
No, Penn Manor has sort of got themselves back in the game now. Let's see who closes this last 151.
It was an 8-point lead after the first quarter, and it's now back to 8 here in the second quarter. As Salim walks the ball up the floor for the Comets. Down the lane we go, off the window and in. Peyton Engler. And it's now a 6-point game.
He got the big guy out. He pump faked him and then went by him.
Rieger swings it inside to RJ. RJ can't finish. He gets another opportunity. No, 2 misses in tight. Penn Manor dodged the bullet there. Outside, jumper, top of the circle, bang! Peyton Englert, and we got a ball game again. 29-26, Tommy Smith and the Falcons want some time.
All of a sudden, down to 3, and I can't say enough about the patience of this Penn Manor team and just taking what, Cedar Crest has given them and taking advantage of what they've been given.
And they're still working hard on defense, and it's Cedar Crest, the shots that they were making early, they're not making now.
A big swing of events there as R.J. Young had 2 bunnies that he could not finish, and they went the other way, and Penn Manor puts down a 3, and we've got a 3-point ball game. Very intense Section 1 battle. As I mentioned, Penn Manor came in here tied for first place in this section at 3-1, and Cedar Crest at 2-2. So all these games are so huge for all these teams. It's hard to believe we're basically halfway through the LL season.
Almost more than halfway through.
Probably month-wise or day-wise, you're right. Up the floor is Wolf. That's R.J. Young in the paint. Speaks, thought about it. Penetrates, kicks. Rieger.
Nice job by Penn Manor on Cedar Crest's dribble drive offense here.
Cedar Crest being a bit more patient on this possession. Speaks down the lane, in the hole it goes. Danny Speaks.
That's a tough shot because he's a left-hander, and he went to the right, finished with his right.
In traffic.
Big time basket.
Well, Penn Manor hold for the last shot. They're down by 5. We got 18 seconds to go. There's a travel.
Yep, and I don't think they were holding for the last shot.
I agree, and it's a shame that they turned it over. I think it's only their second turnover of the half.
Well, what this does, it gives Cedar Crest this possession, and they'll get the first possession of the second half. So they really get 2 possessions here.
This is a big defensive set for Penn Manor. Speaks. Oh, beautiful move, Danny Speaks. And what was a 3-point game now is 7 at the half.
Thanks to Danny Speaks.
Yep, Danny Speaks.
We're going to bring it into our broadcast booth here before we make some announcements. And there we are.
Well, Penn Manor was down by 8 at the end of the first quarter. They were down by 11, 13 in the second quarter. Penn Manor makes a nice run, gets to within 3, I guess, and Cedar Crest with the answer at the end of the half.
Well, Danny Speaks with 2 nice penetration moves. Just beat his guy one-on-one, went to the left one time, went to the right the other time. And Penn Manor didn't get the last shot, and it gave Speaks an opportunity to get that second.
And Coach,
layup.
I know you long enough, 25 years coaching at Hempfield, you would have played for that last shot.
Absolutely.
Well, and maybe they were going to play for the last shot, just as they got that travel call. But, yeah, that second quarter was a quarter of runs. Penn Manor and then, fighting back. And then, Cedar Crest to kind of hold them off there at the end. So, going to be very interesting here this second half. So, listen, we're going to do some announcements. And then we will be back with the second half here in a few minutes. So hang with us, gang.
Earlier this evening, we had the opportunity to honor the 14th class, the 2025.
We want to thank Spots Insurance Group, 717-464-3371. Nationwide Insurance at 2912 Willow Street in Willow Street, Pennsylvania. I didn't know there was a Willow Street, Pennsylvania. So near Nationwide Insurance agent, Spots Insurance. Let's thank our friends there at H&L Team Sales as well. Celebrated 30 years of quality sportswear and athletic uniforms last year. But 30 years there with H&L Team Sales. We really appreciate your support of LL Hoops basketball.
Two-time LL Hoops of the Year. Congratulations, Richard King. Our second inductee from the class of 2009. Please welcome Miss Jennifer Bradley. Jennifer excelled.
Stephen W. Grosh, attorney at law. Appreciate your support of LL Hoops.
She led her 2008 field hockey team to the PIW.
Stephen A. Grosh, experience with DUI, divorce, and business matters. You know, I mean, we have all these attorneys supporting LL Hoops here, so I guess we got a good crowd supporting our broadcast there, just like Daniel K. Taylor, attorney at law. Daniel Taylor Family Law, 717-945-6212. Estate and Family Law for Dan Taylor. How about that?
Representing Chris this evening are his parents, Pat.
And we also want to thank
Chris was an outstanding swimmer who had won
our friends,
had at one time held 8 Penn
or our friend,
swimming records. He was a two-time District 3
Sable McKinney.
PIAA state medal.
Sable McKinney, she will help you find your next home. Call 717-715-7984. Buy and sell with Sable.com for all of your listings there. Thanks for Sable for being back with LL Hoops.
As well as the 1995-96 Big East Scholar Athlete.
And that's going to do it for our announcements right now. We will be back with the second half action in a few moments, so stick with
Back to Millersville, Penn Manor High School. We're at halftime, where the Cedar Crest Falcons lead the Penn Manor Comets by a score of 33-26. And I thought the Cedar Crest Falcons played a pretty solid 16 minutes. They have three guys that are leading the way. Real good balanced scoring. R.J. Young with 11, and Speaks has 10, and I believe it's Isaac Wolf with 10. So the trifecta there has the majority of those 33 points by Cedar Crest. And as we talked about, I thought their defense was very solid also.
Yeah, the defense has been pretty good, and offensively they've been effective against the press. Again, Penn Manor, all of a sudden they'll get 3 turnovers in a row. That's just the way what happens when you play them. So you have to eliminate those streaks if you're Cedar Crest.
And you had said with about 2 minutes left to go in the half, we'll see how that final 2 minutes goes. Penn Manor had cut the lead to 3 and just did not finish the half the way they wanted to. That 3-point lead, they had the ball with about 18-20 seconds left for a final shot, and it never materialized. And Cedar Crest kind of jumped them and now leads by 7. Plus, they get the ball to start the half.
Right, they get the ball. So really, it's a 2 possession in a row thing when you don't get the last shot of the first half, and Cedar Crest does. Plus, they get the arrow.
So we'll see. As we mentioned, Penn Manor came in here starting this evening, tied for first with Township at 3-1. Cedar Crest at 2-2, Lebanon at 2-2, and McCaskey at 2-2. Yep. So only 2 teams make the playoffs for each particular section.
Yeah.
So these games are critical, no question.
Yeah, clearly the sense of urgency in both squads was evident right from the get-go.
Right. Now, in District 3, they're rated like 11th and 12th, and there's 16 teams in 6A this year. Instead of just 12, there's 16. So both of them are in good position for that. But you have to keep winning, because there's a couple teams like Conestoga Valley and Dowstown and York High hanging right below there that are trying to make their way up.
And, of course, these teams being so tightly packed are going to be beating each other up. So we'll just have to see how it plays out as we're underway. Third quarter action. Cedar Crest with the ball, and that's Danny Speaks out front, guarded by Salim. Long-range jumper, bang, again, that three-pointer. Woof.
He's been a one-man wrecking crew to end the first half and now starting the second half, Warren.
Yeah, well, Wolf made the shot, but Speaks made the play to get him the shot. He penetrated and kicked it out, and that was good offense. That was a set play by Tommy Smith coming out at halftime.
Salim with a bucket, and that was a much-needed bucket as they now trail by 8. Here comes the pressure by Penn Manor. And a steal by Salim to Ruiz. Ruiz kicks it on the right wing. Lauer penetrates, and he's fouled. Now, is he shooting or not? Yeah, Tommy Smith wants a jump, but I don't think he's going to get that. And it looks like they got him in the act.
Yeah, on the replay, it looks like they got him on the arm going up for the shot there, Warren.
Lauer at the line. He's a 90% foul shooter. Very solid. He's been quiet, though. That's only his 3rd point, and he's your 1,000-point scorer for Penn Manor and leading scorer on the team, averaging 16. Missed a foul shot.
Well, I think what you'll see with Lauer, I think they'll do a little bit better job of trying to get him some looks. But right now, Cedar Crest knows where he's at.
They've done a great job on him for sure.
Basically face guard him when he doesn't have the ball.
Lauer throws it away.
Well, they tried to pick and roll, and that time they did not roll. They set the pick, but they didn't roll, and Lauer was anticipating the roll.
Groff on a penetrating drive. It's knocked out of bounds.
Again, both teams just attacking the basket.
Well, when you get pressure.
Well, I thought he traveled, but.
When you get pressure on the ball out on the perimeter, it's tough to shoot a jump shot. You sort of have to take it to the rack.
Wolf being checked heavily by Lauer. Speaks and Salim. Good ball movement by Cedar Crest. Speaks driving baseline, little jump stop, and a whistle and a foul. Speaks last 4 or 5 minutes seems to be a lot more aggressive and looking for scoring opportunities.
When they get the ball movement and the ball reversals, he looks for any crack in the defense. And if he goes to the baseline, he doesn't have it, he's going to kick it out to the opposite corner. But he's so fast on that first step.
Yeah.
So explosive going to the basket. And he can make an outside shot, so you can't let him out there not guarding him. But when you get up on him, he tries to go by you.
And he really seems to anticipate the defender's move before the defender makes the move.
Speaks now with 8 points himself, has become a lot more aggressive going to the hoop. There's a short shot, but RJ with the rebound. Young in traffic, a little strong off the window, gets his own board, and scores and gets a foul. Another big sequence for the Falcons.
And this is the progression of him. Like, okay, the first shot he took, he put it up there left hand. He missed it, but he stayed with it and got himself together and finished in the basket and won.
He certainly has dominated the boards here tonight, and now the lead slides up to 11 points. And 14 points on the board for R.J. Young.
So R.J. Young last year was very important to Cedar Crest championship season. But his role has changed now this year, and you could see that he's now adapting to that role change.
It's more, they really need Speaks and Young to do the bulk of the scoring.
Well, the end of one half and the beginning of another, the 2 minutes are very important. And thus far, Cedar Crest has taken advantage of that. The end of the first half and now start of the second half.
Cedar Crest gets it up the floor.
See if they go inside the Young on this possession.
Warren Avage has it out front. And Cedar Crest, as you mentioned before, really is spreading the floor.
Yeah, when you spread the floor, you have less chances to trap.
Nice entry pass to Young, and Young finishes it. And Penn Manor needs some time as they all of a sudden are down by 13.
And that was just a great job by Young, anticipating the ball reversal. He sealed before the ball was reversed. When it got to the spot, then he was ready to catch the ball and make a basket.
All right. Time for some more announcements here. I want to thank Hannah Spirau for her support here of LLhoops. She focuses a lot on the Lebanon County teams as her State Farm agency is in Lebanon County. Thanks a lot to Hannah Spirau. And we want to also thank one of our new sponsors here, ELA Group, providing consulting services in engineering and landscaping architecture in the public and private sector. Offices in Lidditz State College and Butler. ELAgroup.com. Back to John.
All right, 42-29. Cedar Crest led by 7 at the half, and they've now upped it to 13. And Penn Manor approaching that danger point. They've got to cut into that lead a bit and get it down to single digits. And a much-needed timeout by Penn Manor and Bellevue. Big possession here for the Comets to come out with something. They go low. Mann kicks it out. In the lane, in traffic, and a whistle and a foul. I believe that's going to go against Wolf. And coming to the line will be Rohr.
Good ball fake, got him the penetration, and draws the foul there, Warren.
Yep, nice strong drive.
And Rohr's first shot hits the front of the iron, and he'll get one more.
So right now, beginning of this third quarter, is would you agree that is Cedar Crest's execution on the half-court offense?
Absolutely.
They're doing a good job.
They're spreading the floor. They're looking down low for R.J. Young. They also have some threats on the outside. Speaks does a great job of penetrating.
And Young's out right now, so let's see what they do with this.
It looks like they got 5 wide across there, and there's a whistle and a foul on Penn Manor.
Yeah, Penn Manor needs a stop right here. Need to kind of get Big Mo back on their side because it's certainly been Cedar Crest thus far here in the second half.
Well, they've worked so hard. They cut it to 3, and now it's back up to 12. So see what they can do here.
Speaks, stops and pops, in and out. Salim with a board.
And there's one stop for Penn Manor.
They need some buckets at this end. Little spin move and finish by Logan Barnes. Very nice.
Yeah, Logan Barnes has no fear when it's time to go to the basket.
And now some pressure.
Groff handles it to Speaks. Baseline right. He drives a lane. Can't get it to go. Salim with a rebound.
Okay, there's 2 stops now for Penn Manor. See if they can get a bucket here.
Salim all the way down the alley and scores.
Those 2 guys, really, they're the smallest guys in the court, but they can go to the basket, can't they?
And wisely and right away, Tommy Smith tries to stop the momentum, and he calls the timeout. 42-34, Cedar Crest by 8.
Yes, and we want to thank more of our supporters here. Daniel K. Taylor, who's been a supporter of LLhoops for some time. Dan Taylor, Family Law, 717-945-6212. Estate and family law are Dan's specialties. Fans support the businesses that are supporting our programming and high school sports.
4:16 left, so Penn Manor, with that last time out, answered a little bit of the Cedar Crest flurry. Have now cut it down to single digits at 8, but they've been behind most of this ball game by anywhere from 6 to 10 points.
Well, this little Penn Manor run started with R.J. Young coming
on
out
the
of the game. But now Tommy Smith said, I'll take a timeout. Okay.
Young, you're
back in there.
Absolutely. Look at that penetration, and all the way scoring it is Carmen Tirado.
Great job in the penetration. They did not help from the corner, so he went all the way to the rack.
That Cedar Crest bench is being lengthened because of the lack of playing time as Custer is injured. Their point guard, and Cedar Crest using a lot of depth. Jump shot, little strong. Rebound handled by Rohr of Penn Manor. In the paint. Oh, in and out. Won't go. Nice pass by Mann to Salim, and it's a bucket.
That was a really fantastic interior pass.
You know, Mann has thrown some nice passes today. And up at the Warwick game the other week, he did the same thing. But Salim just finds a way to score at the basket.
And he's the smallest guy on the floor.
Absolutely. He and Barnes are the smallest guys out there, but they both can really score at the basket.
Dylan Groff has it looking low to Young, and he's stripped. He wanted a foul, but he was stripped. But then they throw it away, and Speaks picks up the loose change. Score it! A big 3, and R.J. Young is down there on hands and knees on the floor. I did not see what happened there,
There was
Coach.
a clash of heads there between Young and one of the Penn Manor players while they were bringing it up court. And I think he got his mouth kind of got on one of the Penn Manor players and definitely jarred him.
Young, he's kind of feeling his jaw there. He's down there in the corner with the trainer for Cedar Crest. We hope there's nothing serious there. It's an 11-point lead here by Cedar Crest. As whenever Penn Manor makes a little bit of a run, the Falcons have an answer. Down low, nice pass and finish by Dallas Rohr.
Yeah, great interior passing that time.
The lead is 9.
You know, Penn Manor just doesn't go away. They work hard. They're looking for their next 6-0 run.
Look at that drive by Carmen Tirado.
Just throws the defender in the lane there.
Cameron
Nice
Tirado.
layup.
And he finished with his left hand, which was awesome.
He's getting some playing time because of Jack Custer not being out there. Ball almost thrown away. Penn Manor will trigger it in, and back into the lineup comes R.J. Young. That's good to see. He replaces Speaks.
Yep, give Speaks a breather. I don't think Speaks will be out. Maybe for the end of the quarter, and he'll be back in to start the fourth. Because you're at the point now, you're up 11. You're Tommy Smith. You're trying to get that to 15.
There's a steal. Tirado again in the middle of the defensive effort. Misses the layup. Breakaway Penn Manor. They kick it out. Salim looks inside. Turnaround. Won't go. That was a tough miss by Englert.
That's one they needed.
They did need that to cut it to single digits.
Yes, he's come in the game. They played pretty good inside there.
Yeah, they've had some nice passes interior.
Jumper from the left wing. Front of the iron. Rebound. Penn Manor's Englert. Salim, little shake and bake off the left wing. Whistle foul as driving down the lane was Dallas Rohr off the left baseline. And he's going to go and shoot a couple.
Yeah, that was nice. He just got the defender in a bad spot there, Warren.
Yep. And he took it strong to the basket. See if he can make these 2 foul shots.
Yeah, the foul shooting has become very critical now if you want to cut into this lead. First one, nothing but net.
All right, so Penn Manor shooting coming into the game about 67% as a team, which isn't bad. I mean, you'd like to be 70.
Right.
But I've seen a lot of teams worse than 67.
And that one spins out. Young with the rebound, but it's thrown away. And there's a dumb foul, but a foul nonetheless by Warnavage.
It might have been a good foul because
he had a little bit of a 2-on-1.
Yeah, 2-on-1. They were probably going to get a layup. So
yeah, looking back at that, you're probably right.
Yeah,
it was just like the way he reached out.
Probably was a good foul.
So that's a 10-point lead. Penn Manor with a minute left. Let's see if they can cut into it. Bang! They do.
Yep. Little curl cut on the down screen. And now
Knutson with the three. And there's a steal. They just about had it. That would have been huge.
They don't go away. They don't go away.
Well, I think this is a situation where you're trying to play for the last shot with 45 seconds. You just want to hold that ball. And
if you can, okay?
If you can, right.
You know, if you get a layup, take the layup. But I don't think you want to shoot a quick jumper here.
Well, the lead is back to 7. That's where we were at halftime.
Because Penn Manor will get the ball to start the fourth quarter.
Along the baseline, it's taken away by Rohr.
And see, it's right there. They got really itchy, I call it. They wanted to make a play, and it wasn't there.
So the lead was up to 11. Now it's back to 7, and Penn Manor has the ball, and they have the possession to start the fourth quarter.
And see if they go for the last shot, because
I thought they should have at the end of the half. We'll never know if they were trying to.
Now.
Looks like they are.
Yep. Now we're down to 12 seconds. You've got to believe
9
it.
seconds. You got to go. Make it happen right now. Go. Go.
Salim is trying. He goes down the lane. Oh, it won't go. At the buzzer, off the glass, nothing. We've come to the close of 3 quarters. Cedar Crest 49, Penn Manor 42.
And we want to thank more of our sponsors here. Want to thank Bob Sports joining the stable of LLhoops sponsors. Bob Sports, Park City Center. Bob Sports offers the largest and most diverse selections of sports collectibles. The store is located in the Boscov's wing of the mall. Thank you very much, Bob's Sports. And we also want to thank Sable McKinney. Find your next home with Sable McKinney. Call Sable at 717-715-7984. Buy and sell with Sable.com. Check out all of her listings. Back to you, John.
Back here at Penn Manor High School, we've closed 3 quarters of play here. Third quarter was even 16-16, but Penn Manor now has to cut into that lead, Coach.
Well, it was 16-16, but it was just run for one team, run for the next team.
Exactly. Exchange of runs. I think Cedar Crest had it up by as many as 11. Was their biggest lead, perhaps, maybe 13.
Yeah, Tommy Smith knows that he needs to get this up to 15-16 before he can feel a little comfortable like they might get out of here with a win, because Penn Manor just doesn't go away.
Surprisingly, Penn Manor has 42 points, and they've held Lauer to just 3. Their leading scorer.
Well, they're not helping off of him, and they're face guarding him.
There's a whistle and a holding foul against Cedar Crest. But if you would have told me that Penn Manor was within 7 in the fourth quarter and Lauer only would have 3 points, that's hard to believe.
He's getting the defensive assignment every night. He's just being the best athlete's going to guard him, and they're going to face guard him.
Penn Manor with a big possession here to try to cut it to 5 or 4. Jumper, 3-point attempt, strong. Penn Manor gets a loose ball and can't finish it, and Coach wanted a foul down there, but didn't get it.
I would say there was a foul there.
There was contact, that's
There's
for
no question
sure.
about it.
Speaks from the corner, no good. Big RJ with a rebound and a nice feed and finish by Owen Rieger, but RJ Young made that one happen.
Well, he certainly did, and he made a great pass after he got the rebound. Normally they're throwing the pass to him. He was the point guard that time, right?
That's right. And there's a steal picked up by Young, leads it to Speaks, and Speaks finishes it. And that exchange in the last 30 seconds really hurts the Comets.
It all started with the drive and the foul that was not called, and then it just got away from Penn Manor in the last two possessions.
All right, we want to thank Stephen W. Grosh, attorney at law, for his support of LLhoops, 717-435-8830. Stephen's specialty is DUI, divorce, and business matters, Warren. What do you think?
Okay.
6:39 to go in this one, and that last 30 seconds really hurts the Comets, as now Cedar Crest has again moved that lead up to 11. And it's starting to get to be crunch time now.
Oh, it is crunch time.
Right not starting to be, it is.
Now, let's look at the execution for Cedar Crest the last 6:39 with a 11-point lead.
Penn Manor will have the basketball, and this is almost like a must-score possession, I think, for the Comets.
Well, especially coming out of the timeout.
There's a jumper, top of the circle, and a big bucket by Knutson. You called it.
Obviously, a play diagrammed in the huddle, and that's got to make Coach feel good.
He came off with a real down hard screen. He curl cut it a little bit, called it, and had good momentum to the basket to make that shot.
It's now an 8-point game. What a huge three there by Knutson. And a steal by Knutson.
And we talked about, let's see Cedar Crest's execution, and that wasn't it right there.
No.
I mean, the worst thing you can do when you have the lead is turn the ball over. Just be patient. Run some stuff that you're familiar with. Play within yourself.
Well, that's the thing. Playing within yourself, and don't try and get too carried away.
Make the easy play. The great play will come.
In the paint, turnaround, jumper, it goes for Lauer. That was a tough shot.
Well, Lauer had to create that shot on his own after he cut across the baseline. Now they're within 6. They're in the
11 down to 6. Absolutely. 2 possessions away. Speaks and Salim gone at it out there at midcourt. There's a reaching foul. Just the first on Penn Manor, and so that's not going to really hurt them as Cedar Crest will inbound.
All right, Cedar Crest, run your best out-of-bounds play right now because you need a bucket.
Warren Average will trigger it in. Wolf kicks it back out. Cedar Crest doesn't have to be in any hurry. No shot clock here. And
it doesn't look like they're in any hurry either.
Speaks and Salim going at it. Speaks down the lane and has it stripped by Salim. Let's see if Penn Manor can make them pay. It's still Penn Manor ball, knocked out of bounds. Again, this is as close as Penn Manor's been now in a while.
They make a basket here. It's going to be real interesting. Again, I think you want to let Speaks and Young go.
Oh, there's a steal.
Big play by
Speaks picks Salim's pocket and answers.
Yep.
That's a big exchange right there.
That is the definition of in your face.
Yep, and that is defense creating your offense. Because their offense turned it over the last two possessions, and they get that transition bucket off the turnover.
Oh, that's just a huge turn of events there. Just remember that play.
There's Lauer. They've got to look to Lauer right now. They need his scoring threat. And a nice block by R.J. Young triggers it, outlet to Speaks, and Speaks finishes it at the other end. And the last two possessions were just so huge that went against Penn Manor.
Well, it was all about their defense for Cedar Crest. And then when Young gets the rebound, he's in that area. Speaks says, I'm taking off, and he finds him.
Yeah,
two quick points in buckets in transition off steals.
Want to thank our friends at H&L Team Sales. They celebrated their 30th anniversary in 2024. Quality sportswear and athletic uniforms. Our friends at H&L. And I also want to thank our friends at Nook Basketball. We got to come up with a player of the game, guys. Sponsored by Nook Basketball. We appreciate their support of LLhoops. And Nook Basketball, title sponsor for LLhoops Player of the Game.
57-37. Just moments ago was a 6-point game or a 5-point game. And two huge steals and points out of transition has Cedar Crest now again up by 10.
We've said that a lot during this game. I mean, every time
Penn Manor makes a run.
Exactly. Cedar Crest has had the answer tonight.
Yeah, and they got their answer most of the time on transition buckets off the turnovers.
Yep. Those, as they say, live ball turnovers are the worst ones that you can give up.
And they almost got
need the easy buckets. Salim and Speaks, they've been going at it all night out front. Knutson on a drive, laid it off the window and got it. Big bucket by Penn Manor, down by 8. Here comes the pressure. This is where you need the point guard Custer a little bit, maybe to help settle things down. And there's a travel.
Wow.
Turnover.
So if you look at the last 5 possessions for Cedar Crest, 2 were transition layup buckets, 3 were half-court offense, and 3 half-court offense resulted in turnovers. So, you know, again, if Penn Manor scores here, it keeps it very interesting.
Makes it a 2-possession game if they could get a bucket here.
It makes Cedar Crest really start thinking.
Salim. And it's blocked by R.J. Young. He says, take that stuff out of here.
But see, Salim has no fear going to the basket, doesn't he?
No. Going up against the 6'5", 6'6" center.
See if they can get Lauer the ball somehow.
Yeah, they've got to try to free him up off a screen or something, you would think. Knutson against Young, and he runs into a roadblock there. Ruiz, guarded by Young. Salim with penetration, blocked by Young.
Boy, every time that Ruiz brings R.J. Young out, Young will leave him to take that cutter going to the basket. So they got to figure out something to do a pick and roll with Ruiz to get him to the basket.
When he's driving down the center and he has the big 6'7" guys standing there, he's probably going to have to, the best play would be to dish it, unless you have a step on him, which he didn't that time.
We want to thank our friends at Spots Insurance, your nationwide insurance agent in Willow Street, Pennsylvania, 717-464-3371.
So we're down to 3 minutes, guys, for this Section 1 tilt. And a win by Cedar Crest would even them up with Penn Manor. Manheim Township, I believe, has Lebanon tonight, as McCaskey and Hempfield are knocking heads over in Landisville.
Yep, and Hempfield won that game.
They got the W already?
I think it was.
That's fast.
Sorely needed if they got it.
They got the W.
You just never know. Just a couple days ago, McCaskey knocks off first place Penn Manor. So very balanced, if you will, Section 1.
Hempfield won, I think, 73-55. And
wow.
There's a report that Lebanon beat Township.
Are you kidding me?
This is what I'm getting right now. We'll see.
My goodness.
Wow, I tell you. And
you could just throw a dart right now at Section 1.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's great for Lebanon, though. I mean, on the way back to beat Township, I mean, they've got some big wins this year.
Yeah, they really have. And if they, in fact, did beat Township.
Speaks with a beautiful move right down the boulevard.
Helped. Yeah.
10-point. Falcon lead. Time running out on Penn Manor now. We're under 3 minutes.
Yeah, that
trail by 10.
Such a huge basket there by Speaks.
And a steal by R.J. Young.
He has just been a force inside. You're going to have a tough choice, guys, for player of the game, I think.
Well, Cedar Crest has gotten a lot of contribution from a number of players, but Speaks and Young have really stood out. Time is on the side, and there's a finish by R.J. Young, and I think that finished Penn Manor as they trail by 12 now with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, they got to fire up some threes quick here.
Knutson in the lane, won't go. Rebound, guess who? R.J. Young. And he's surrounded by 3 white shirts, and I believe Cedar Crest gets the timeout.
Well, we want to thank Stark Law Group for your support of LLhoops. Stark Law at 717-844-6350. Specializing in workman's comp and employment law, located in Lancaster. Back to you, John.
Winding this thing down, 61-49. Cedar Crest in the last couple minutes has kind of taken control of this game. They were threatened a few occasions, but Penn Manor just could not get the big bucket. That's Penn Manor just could not get the key bucket that they needed to get it within a one-possession game.
Yeah.
Whenever they made a run, Cedar Crest kind of took charge.
Yeah, Penn Manor had to fight so hard to get it to 5, to get it to 3. And then all of a sudden a flurry by Cedar Crest. They're back up 7. They're back up 9. It was sort of that way the whole night.
Right.
And then eventually you just can't make another run because you run out of time and you run out of energy.
And the Cedar Crest defense tonight, I just thought overall was outstanding. I mean, they held Lauer, who averages 16 a ball game, to just 5 points and a very quiet 5, and he didn't even get a lot of shots off.
No, he didn't get any shots, and part of the reason is they're face guarding him, playing him. They're not helping off of him. And, it's a good game plan, and they put it to keep a fresh guy on him, so they're making it very hard for him.
There's the double team. Cedar Crest breaks the press.
Now see if they spread it out, maybe take just layups. Flash a guy high, look opposite.
That's Wolf, who's double teamed, in trouble, and now he draws the foul.
But a good job by Wolf to be strong, to step back and then step through the double team. take the ball back, let him lean through, and then step through the double team, and that's what he did, and he got fouled.
RJ kicks it back out.
Get some spacing for Cedar Crest.
Speaks. Doesn't have to shoot it.
Nope, you don't have to do it now.
They got a 12-point lead and the ball. And we're only a minute and change left. They throw it away.
He had the right play, just threw the fastball instead of the changeup.
The curve. Right? Okay.
That was the right play. Okay, so.
All right, Salim up the floor. There's a steal or a near steal by Young. Salim penetration, nice drive and finish.
Yep, well, see, that time Cedar Crest made the mistake of getting out too far on him. How many threes has he made tonight?
Not many.
I don't think he's taken a three, right?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it.
They have a 12-point lead, and they're out picking the guy up.
Giving them the two if they
Give him
can.
a little space because you know he's very good. He can get to the hole in anybody.
Yeah, he's quick. No question about that. In fact, for Penn Manor, Salim leads the way. He's got 13. He's the only Penn Manor Comet in double figures. For Cedar Crest, Young leads with 18. Speaks has 16. And Wolf has 13, so that trifecta has really led the Falcons here tonight. Keeping in mind that they're missing a starter right now, the point guard Jackson Custer. So this was a good team effort by Cedar Crest on the road in a I won't say must win, but a big key win for the Falcons.
Well, they could be tied for first place in Section 1 after tonight.
If what we say is true, I mean, we might have Township 3-2, Cedar Crest 3-2, and Penn Manor 3-2.
Yeah, how about that?
With 4 games to play in the league. Because after tonight,
they play 5 games.
5.
Yep.
But there's only 5 teams, so they would have 4.
6 teams
6 teams,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. They play a total of 10 section games.
Right, and this game tonight will complete the first cycle of playing everybody once.
Do you remember back in the day when they had first half, second halves?
Absolutely.
And if it was a tie for the first half, you'd have a first half playoff.
And you had a ton of games to tie or break the knot, I guess.
My first year at Hempfield, my first half of my first year, we had 4 teams tied for first place.
Wow.
Welcome to the LL League.
Yeah.
But they changed that for the good.
Yeah. I guess they didn't want to play till Easter. Cedar Crest with a ball and a 10-point lead, and they're content to just hold it. As Salim fouls Speaks now.
Next foul.
That's the 4th team foul. So the next one will be a 2-shot bonus. But I think if you're down by 10 with 25 seconds left, I really don't see the sense of fouling. We'll see if they do, and they do. They're going to send Speaks to the line. But I think it's going to be too little, too late.
Yep.
I mean, Penn Manor battled to the end. There's no question about that.
No,
but tonight, Cedar Crest was the better team.
Cedar Crest took sort of control early in the game. Had the weather, a number of storms, not just one, but there were a couple different Penn Manor runs that got them back in the game.
They got back to within 3, 4, 5 points, but they could not get that big breakthrough. Speaks hits, 2 of them, and they lead now by 12. Penn Manor with the last possession here. Salim, jumper for 3, in and out. Ruiz has the ball tied up, and it's going to be Cedar Crest possession, and we're down to 7.5 seconds.
Yep, congratulations to Coach Tom Smith. It's a big win for him.
Yep, any road, any win, and a road win in particular is huge. Lauer at the buzzer, and it goes. I think they're going to count that.
I think it went.
I think it did, but I'm not sure. They didn't put it on the board, though, did they?
No, they didn't. Yeah,
now they did.
Now
they just did
yep.
now. So that makes the final score what? Is that correct?
That's it.
63-53?
Yep.
So the Falcons with the win, a 10-point victory on the road, now have at least, I would think, a share of first place if our scores are correct that we got earlier this evening.
Well, we got the report that Lebanon.
If Lebanon won, then we do have that three-way tie. So we will have our star of the game. In fact, he's on our way up. And
well, let's talk about the three-way tie. Who's the three-way tie with?
Township, Penn Manor, Cedar Crest.
And Lebanon.
Oh, Lebanon won. Yeah, it's a four-way tie.
Yes,
huh?
it is.
Wow. you got me going there. Congratulations. R.J. Young of Cedar Crest is our player of the game. And R.J., I'm sure Coach let you know that this was a big game coming in, a big game on the road against the first-place Penn Manor.
Yeah, we knew coming in that obviously they were tied for first with Township. We put our backs against the wall, losing to Township Wednesday night. So we had to focus yesterday in practice that we had to really focus on getting this one and fighting like if we lose, we're done. So that's basically how we're going to play. That's how we have to play if we want to make it to the playoffs there.
So tell me about your left hand. I really like your left hand when I'm seeing out there. When you catch a ball, you're finishing with your left hand. Looking good on that.
Thank you. I feel like last year I didn't really use it much. I just have to trust it, keep improving. But other than that, it's a great team win. I wasn't the only one that was out there. Danny Speaks, Hike Wolf. Everyone that stepped on the court tonight played well.
Let's talk about the role that you have this year on this year's team compared to last year. How have you grown into your new role?
I definitely had to embrace it, I feel like. Last year I was definitely a role player. We had 4 great seniors, obviously won the championship. So, this year, I definitely have to be a leader. These guys are great. We're all seniors. We've been together. So, it's not just me out there doing it. So, it's always great.
Leadership emerges, and you are emerging. So, congratulations on that.
Absolutely. The other thing I was impressed with is your great team defense and the job you guys did on Lauer, who was a big scorer. You were really focused defensively. I thought that was key. And when Penn Manor made that run, you got 2 or 3 key steals that you were part of, and those baskets in transition, I thought, sealed the deal.
Yeah, we preach defense. Coach Smith every day. He's like, we're not going to win games if we don't play defense. So that was definitely a focus coming in. Lauer's great, 1,000-point scorer. He was definitely a focus for us. So, that was great that we executed.
You shut him down the whole game, I thought. He didn't get his shot off. You did a great job team defensively.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, RJ.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Congratulations and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
We play tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
we play
with
Wilson
Wilson?
tomorrow. Yeah.
Another big one.
Yep, big one. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Did he get a shirt? Or did he get a... Hey,
RJ.
I hope it's big enough.
We hope.
And now we've got Tommy Smith with us, the winning coach of Cedar Crest. Congratulations. And coming in here on the road against the first-place Penn Manor, and after coming off a loss, this was a big one for you.
Yeah, it really was. Our kids been playing so hard, and we've lost the last 2. We just couldn't seem to score those 2 games. We found a way to do it tonight. I think everything started on the defensive end. We really defended our tails off tonight, and when you do that, you create some transition opportunities for you, and and I also thought we did a very nice job handling their press for the most part, which led to some easy shots for us.
I thought you had great spacing against their press, and when you got penetration, if you missed a shot, Young was there to follow it up, and that's part of getting a good penetration.
Yeah, it's a huge part of the game and our offense with our attacking dribble drive that we like to run. And that was one emphasis we had. We had an advantage there. We had an advantage with number 11 tonight, and we told him to be very aggressive on the offensive glass, and he did a heck of a job with it. And played one of his better games of the season for us tonight.
Very impressed. I was also impressed. You shut down their big scorer, Lauer. He could not get a shot off.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. The first thing we start with every year is defense, and I got a couple kids who take a lot of pride and want that assignment, want the assignment of playing the other team's best player, best scorer. And, it was a team effort, but for sure we have, Jack Warrenavich, one of those kids, Owen Rager, another one, just phenomenal on-ball defenders and really takes that challenge personally, which, helps us out.
Well, that's one of the things that you've done in your program. You've established that role. That's become very, very important. And you have guys lining up to do that, don't you?
Absolutely. I mean, and I tell them all the time, I don't care how many you can give me. Can you defend?
Right.
I don't care about how much you can score. We're going to score the points collectively. Yep. Can you defend? And and that is a position on the team, like you said, that we take pride in, and kids are lining up to be it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a culture of your program.
Yeah, well,
right there it is.
I guess one last question.
Yeah.
I know you're missing a key component, Jackson Custer. Is he close to getting back?
We're day to day. He's working his tail off every day in his rehab and trying to get his leg ready to go. Hopefully we get him back sooner than later. And, we can right this ship. But, credit to my guys who played tonight who did a great job handling the ball against their press, because that's Jackson's role.
Right,
And they did a great job tonight with that. And but hopefully sooner than later. I wish I had a better timetable for you. But
well, thank you. But it was a big win on the road tonight for sure. You, like you said, hopefully righted the ship.
Yep, you got it.
Well, get some sleep, because you have a game tomorrow and a game Monday.
That's right.
Any sleep time is scheduled for Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see. You got playoff football to watch.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, man.
Hey, thank you guys.
Great job.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Congratulations. Enjoy your ride home.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Our winning coach, Tommy Smith. As the Falcons get things righted a bit, they're now 3-2 in Section 1. And we've got a log jam in that Section 1 right now, Coach.
Well, when we had Media Day, the word that I heard a lot at Media Day is wide open. Right? Did we not say that?
Yes, you're right.
And I think that's the way it is right now.
Absolutely. So that kind of ends things here in Millersville, where once again the final score, the Cedar Crest Falcons defeat the Penn Manor Comets 63-53. We'll be back with you next week in a key Section 3 game between Octorara and Manheim Central on Tuesday night. So for Bruce Badgley and Warren Goodling, this is John Graham bidding you so long from Millersville. Good night, everybody.